I built my agency from $0 to $2,000 in 10 days. Now in this video, I'm going to share my experience in SMMA with you, show you exactly how I got to where I am and my future goals within these next 9 months. So I started my business journey as a 17-year-old high school senior by one day while in the gym creating the purpose to make $1 million by the age of 24. Now I've given myself that word to stick by that goal, and I'll achieve it by helping others achieve their goals. Now in full retrospect, I've been on my agency journey for about 8 months now. Now after my objective of 1 million by 24 was set, I started looking up ways online on how to make more money. Now I, like many of you, ended up coming across Iman Gaji and ended up buying his agency navigator course. Now after buying this, the first few months were full of absorption. I was taking in so much knowledge, and I spent my days watching other people succeed, yet I was taking no action in order to help myself at least build the structure and frameworks that I needed to begin succeeding. Now the first niche that I targeted was youth sports clubs, okay? Hello, I appreciate you clicking on this video, and I want you to know this is the first step towards a great opportunity and future for your youth sports program. I hired a media buyer straight away and began outreaching through Google Maps lead generation. And I automated my cold email processes by using Limless. And through 3 months of work, I signed one client on a pay on results basis. He ghosted me the day after I set everything up. At about the 2-month mark, I found out about Charlie Morgan and his Imperium course. Now, although I didn't have the funds at first, I ended up being able to admit myself and purchase it through working multiple shifts at IKEA, about 50 hours a week. Now, taking his course as a beginner especially was a huge paradigm shift in itself. Okay, he exposed me to the reality of business and how I should end up approaching this process, especially if I want to become who I want to become and create the future for myself that I wish of. And from him is why I coined the term walk through the fire. This will not be easy. It takes pain to create a profitable agency. Now, I understand that every new agency owner has this big goal of making 10K a month within 6 months of starting. And I want you to know that you don't yet have the knowledge, competence, or the work ethic to keep it going for that amount of time and sustain it. And I'm speaking to myself on this too. Okay, imagine being in the agency space for 8 months, spending thousands of dollars on courses from people who have made millions, and not yet even having an agency to sustain itself. And I can understand that I'm not yet the person that I want to be, because if I was, then I'd already be where I want to be. Your business is a reflection of yourself, and I've been able to realize this firsthand through seeing how the distractions that I've indulged in have affected my outcome. And I've also noticed it after seeing the growth that I've been through after looking at my past self. Now anyways, back to my story. Alright, through Imperium, I was able to switch my niche to physical therapy. Now I began focusing on the proper offer creation and proper outreach optimization, and then I started cold calling and emailing with zero automation. 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, daily. Now, after spending 3 months in this niche, once again, I've been through tons of appointments and calls, and I managed to sign one client on a pay on results basis. Look, he ghosted me. He ghosted me after I set everything up for him. Now you can only imagine the pain I felt. Cue the Marvin's Room by Dre. It was enough to make me pause my agency for 2 months. But the pause was not me giving up, okay? Don't get that wrong. The pause was simply me noticing the fault in my stars. And the fault that I had was sales. So I took up a job in my local gym as an apprentice for the sales team. Long story short, after 2 days, I became the assistant general manager. And then after 2 months, I became the general manager of the club. And you might think, dang, bro, like you must have been loving the pay, position, and the management status. No, I was working 53 hours a week, 9 to 8 p.m., making $12.50 an hour. The main pay for the job was through commission. Of course, this is suitable for a sales position, but the thing was, there was no one coming to the gym. The staff was all new, including me. There was a new lower priced gym that just opened down the street, and the location of the gym was in the corner of a downward slope plaza so that you couldn't even see it if you drove through. There was no commission to make. So why would I spend my time stressing over this job, trying to manage all these people, when I could be using this stress or this input towards my own agency in order to help that grow, since I'm more passionate about that. But my objective for the job was complete. Okay, I learned how to sell, and it was through some amazing closers and salesmen in that company that helped me and took me under their wing and showed me the ropes. So I'm so thankful for them. Now, about 3 weeks ago, I began working on my appointment setting agency, Xavier, while working that general manager job. I'd come home after my 9 to 8, 10-hour workday and continue working from 8 p.m. until 5 a.m. on my agency at night. And then I'd wake up at 8 o'clock the next day to get back to work and do it all over again. Talk about a grind. My health was depleting through my lack of sleep, and I hated spending my precious time at that job. I'd watch days just fly by. I'd watch the sun go down every night, people walking in and out the door, and I felt like there was more to it. So I chose to pursue my agency full-time once again. So it led me to quit the job. And since then, within a 10-day span, I managed to make $2,000 as an 18-year-old. Now, $2,000 is about 2/3 of what I was making per month at that sales job. But honestly, I'm kind of pissed at myself for not being further ahead revenue-wise, but I do understand that it's a process. So I'm still in the trenches and I'm still working to keep growing the agency. Now, for those of you who are just starting your agency, you've seen exactly what I've been through. I've worked multiple jobs trying to just sustain myself and what I've done. And I hope that you understand that you have to persevere through the challenges that do come your way. Now, it's not easy at all, but what I'm telling you is that it'll surely be worth it in the end, as long as you keep going and you keep on being resilient. Like many of you, I've decided to put the weight on myself in order to support my family for generations to come. And I think that the 9 to 5 or 8 race for a job is not meant for me, okay? And I've already adopted the mindset that there's no other way but the way that I am going right now. Now, therefore, I'm committed to changing others' lives, and with this, of course, I'll be able to change my life in the process. Now, that being said, here are my goals for 2023. Now, the most notable for me are being coachable, applying knowledge, doing shit, reaching that 10K a month milestone, and walking through the fucking fire. And I'm well on my way to accomplishing all of them. Now, I encourage you to make some goals for yourself for this year and for years down the line, just like I have for myself, because these are the things that'll push you to becoming who you want to be. Hopefully, I provided some insight to you for your agency journey, and I thank you so much for listening to me and my story and what I've gone through in order to get to where I am now. Now, if you want to see more content like this, make sure to like and subscribe so that you can see my journey as it unfolds throughout the rest of my lifetime. I'm only 18 as of now, and I have years and decades on end to come. And I'm always active on socials, so you can either DM me on Instagram and Facebook, and I'll be more than happy to give you a word too. So thank you so much for listening. I'll talk to you soon, and it's time to take action.